Here's the thing. I started feeling lonely. Also, I haven't been on a bike ride in like a week. One, because I was on my period, and two, because last time some person started following me. I said this before, I'm usually just in my room, like literally there, like isolated. I don't talk to anyone. Just because why would I talk to someone that doesn't hold positive energy or the best intentions for me overall? So yeah, I just don't. But then I remember, I'm like, okay, what are things that like for me to love me even more? And then I'm like, bike rides. I want to go on a bike ride. There's a bump, hold on. I know that the only reason I feel like this is because I'm like isolated in my own being, if that makes sense. And also, when you're on your like spiritual journey and you are at the point where you are isolated, it gets tiring to be isolated, especially because when you're so used to like having people around all the time, or like, don't run me over, or like you know, just people continuously being around you to the point where it's like you can't even hear your own thoughts. It's kind of like challenging, and challenging in the way that's like, well, how do I be open to experiencing my thoughts, if that makes sense? I hope that makes sense, without getting stuck in them, which is actually something that I've like mastered. But on the other hand, it's like, well, what else do I do with my time? I'm happy that I got to a point where it's like, okay, well, what does help me? Do I master those thoughts? And I just thought about like the process of that, and the growth within that is like crazy. Because I saw a video earlier too that was like of people crying, and then I realized that the things that I was clicking on, I got to this place where they have lemons and grapefruits. What are these? Ow! Process of like rerouting your thoughts, that is something that I want to get into in today's video, because it's a very challenging one, but it's not impossible. And I find myself saying that phrase a lot now, that it might be hard, but it's definitely not impossible at all. So yeah, like I started to feel like really caught up in my own thoughts. So I was like, you know what? I know what helps me, so I'm gonna go out and I'm just gonna ride my bike, get out. And I realized that there was still a bit of like subconscious conditioning that was like, oh no, you're too scared to ride a bike, you're too scared to go outside by yourself. And it's not only like experience, there's a truck for sale. It's not only experiences like the one that I had, but also this truck is literally for sale, and it's literally the one that I want. This house. Hold on, where am I? The house is so pretty. I'm a queer woman, non-binary person. I get so scared to talk to people, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that experiences this, but like I get so nervous when it comes to talking to people now that I fully understand my own sexuality, because you never know people's reactions to the way you're dressed or like mannerisms, you know what I mean? So that's interesting. But that guy was nice. Yeah, this is basically like kind of my own experience in what is it called? Reshaping my brain, basically, because before I even knew about this, like, I was literally depressed. I would let my thoughts take over me, which is what I feel like leads into being actually depressed or experiencing sadness, is when you allow your thoughts and emotions to overtake you instead of like observing them, if that makes sense. And when I say observing, I don't mean like pushing them away. I mean observing in the form of like you can acknowledge that you're feeling a certain type of way and you allow yourself to feel it, but also redirect your brain and your energy to knowing that it's just a moment, it's just a feeling, and that it doesn't have to be your whole identity. It doesn't have to be your whole like subconscious thinking. Hey guys, so in this clip I was basically talking about like things that have helped me in reshaping my subconscious thinking, my subconscious mind, and I kind of sounded very butchery, so I just wanted to do this voiceover to kind of simplify it. Basically, I was talking about how the main thing that has helped me was to figure out what it was that I identified with that, whether that be like feelings, people, food, environments, like seeing what I identified with and like what I thought was a part of me, whether that be like, your parents fighting, or you broke up with your boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever, or you feel sad or you feel depressed. Those are like things that you identify with, but aren't actually you. Like, you aren't the breakup. So observing that and realizing what I was identifying with within my own quote unquote reality of what I perceived was me, and choosing what I wanted to change based off that. So like I said, an example is like, I used to be really depressed, and yes, I did feel sad. I was going through it, like my family was shitty, all this stuff, right, that I can connect myself to, that I can attach myself to and identify with. But when I actually started like going into my spiritual journey, I realized that these things aren't who I am. These are just things that happened. And so then once you realize what you identify with and you have to choose what you want to change in your life so that you can change it, change your mind, change your life, literally. So then it's like, what do I want to change? How do I want to change it? And making a plan in changing those things. So like in this video, in this first day of filming, I was in my head in my room because I was allowing my thoughts to just ramble on, and then it got to a point where my feelings got in touch with the body and was like, I feel sad. And then I realized that my brain was identifying with, I feel sad because I'm just in my room. But the thing is, I can go outside. So then I was like, okay, well, how do I get out of this idea of thinking that I am sad instead of only feeling it and observing it? And going outside is what helped me. So it's currently 4:44 in myself right now. I wasn't accepting the love from my parent, and I don't mean my parent, my mother, I mean my parent, my dad, because I used to like double think the love that he gave, because I just didn't trust parents in general for the same reason of like the experience that I had. I realized that my dad actually does support us and show us the love that we deserve, but because I'm not used to it, it feels like weird. It feels like not genuine, but the thing is, it is genuine. It's just because I'm not used to it, it feels kind of like, you know what I mean? I don't know if anyone knows what I mean, but I know what I mean. So I realized that I need to start being more open to love and genuine care. And now I also realize that I am the person that is more closed off when it comes to these tarot readings I've been doing. So yeah, kind of scary because you don't know what other people feel. You don't know how to deal with people who genuinely love you after you've been manipulated and abused in all types of ways. So it's the next day and I just finished yoga. I finished doing a Pilates class. I watch so many like motivational speakers, so many like all these people, right? All these like people talking about how when you're successful in life, like it gets lonely like during these ages or stuff like that. Basically like common things that happen. Like it's literally things, it's like when like that phrase, like it gets lonely at the top, stuff like that. And just like all these experiences, like it's so crazy. Well, it's not crazy because it's like that's what I'm experiencing right now. So to know that it's like a positive thing, it feels so good. But it's like, wow, I'm so grateful that I'm aware that that's what's happening in this current moment, because I am working towards my dreams, because I'm making my reality, because I'm doing what I want to be doing. I'm working on my music, I'm working on YouTube, I'm working on everything, like all these stuff, like social media platforms, like my clothing line, like all of that, like because I'm pouring into myself. Like it's crazy how lonely it gets, but it only gets lonely because the people that are around you when you weren't doing that for yourself can no longer like take advantage of you or you know, have you be on the same level as them. Like those people really don't want to see you elevate because they feel like you're leaving them behind. But the thing is, you can't leave someone behind that doesn't even want to elevate. Like what? Like how can these people be like, oh, but you ghosted me, or you don't talk to me, or you changed, or stuff like that, when they aren't even trying to get this bag, when they aren't even trying to find this peace in life, when they aren't even trying to create a better life for themselves. I just finished putting away my groceries and I'm about to head over to this thrift store that I've been to once, but the clothes are literally $3, like almost everything. I have lost a lot of weight, but I do find myself still always going for like bigger sizes, just because growing up I would always just pick the biggest size, and that's kind of how I went with like clothes. But like even like this shirt, like y'all see how big this is? Like, not saying that it's like bad to get big clothes or anything, but it's just like I want things that fit with my body, if that makes sense. Look better if like I actually get things that fit my body, if that makes sense, and not just oversized things because I'm used to just getting oversized things based off the past body that I had. Tell me why when I was on my way over here, I was crossing the street and a whole cop almost ran me over, and then he beeped at me. Boy, it wasn't even an actual cop car. It was literally like those secret ones. When I was crossing, like the line over here was green, it was my turn to cross. Like I literally attached this umbrella to the bike, and literally so smart. There's a butterfly right here. No way, it's like right there. Oh, fucking great. No, because why do I slay this?
Got so real. Why? I know everybody asks this question, but I was so deep into it. Like, I would be like just mad. Like, why? Because after everything was going on, my mind was still going hard for God. And I just couldn't understand it. I'm like, bro, we're in the same position. Like, why are you still, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I was thinking. So I just kind of went my own route. And I was just more so like, or whatever, bro, this and that. So I kind of built up anger along the way. I was just, and it was like an anger type of sense of like, I was really just hurting, like, it was, and I didn't even speak on it. It's hard for me to speak on the fact, I don't know how to say it. It's like me, but I know how to speak up, like, me being me. That's how I was when I was young. I was so, like, I was worrisome, I was just so pissed and mad that feel chill, feel on top, I was always the person that people, but I guess when I'm around people, I guess more so like, don't get me wrong, I'm still a chill person, but